How's it going, everybody? It's Milwaukee coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing Red Lanterns. The Death of the Red Lanterns by Peter Milligan and a whole host of artists. Let's get into it. Now, I want to start off by saying apparently in the last volume, I got my issue numbers wrong. I only covered issues 1 through 6, but it should have been 1 through 7. So I'm going to rectify that wrong right here and start off with issue 7, which was like, I picked up issue 8, and I was like, why am I so confused? What's happening here? And it turns out, oh, you missed issue 7. You gotta do better research, I guess. Or I have to do better research. But I made up for it here. Every issue will be read. And let me get into issue 7, which should have been the finale of the last volume. Maybe that's why I didn't like the last volume so much. I was like, it just ended. What happened? Guy Gardner ends up battling Jack Moore, also known as Rancor, the first human Red Lantern. During the battle, Jack, he gets he just flies to Yasmalt, the Red Lantern planet, randomly, like he's being summoned there, and he gets there just in time to see Atrocitus get stabbed by the new villain Abysmus. And that's issue 7. So Red Lanterns, the Death of the Red Lanterns, starts off proper with issue 8, and it runs from issues 8 to 12, and it contains Stormwatch number 9. So here we go. Issue 8, Jack fights for his life on the planet Yasmalt, while Abysmus, the new villain, who is wearing Krona's skin and apparently killed Atrocitus, he flees the planet, and Atrocitus, he heals himself up, and he tries to get order back with his Red Lanterns, only to discover that the Red Lantern power battery has been poisoned and destroyed by Abysmus. The Civil War storyline amongst the Red Lanterns that was so prevalent in the first volume comes to a hiatus here, if not an end, as Atrocitus and Bleez have to team up to save all the Red Lanterns. Atrocitus, on his hunt for Abysmus, ends up going against Stormwatch and their hidden spaceship, the Eye of the Storm, in their little pocket dimension. Meanwhile, Bleez goes to the planet of the Star Sapphires, and she takes on Fatality in a battle of love. When it all comes right down to it, the Red Lanterns, they end up reuniting. They rally around the human lantern of all lanterns. Atrocitus and Bleez, they put away their differences because they have a new common enemy. And wouldn't you know it, it's the Guardians of the Universe. Their plannings and their machinations or whatever led to the Red Lantern Civil War, led to Abysmus being able to destroy the power battery, because the Guardians of the Universe, they want to take out all the Lantern Corps so they could make way for their third army. And oh yeah, by the way, the Rise of the Third Army event is next. You want a positive here? I really enjoyed, well, I shouldn't say I enjoyed, but I appreciated the new Human Lantern, Jack Moore, and his perspective on things going on within the Red Lantern Corps. Not that Atrocitus is a bad character or that Bleez is a bad character, but they are alien. And, I was really having a tough time enjoying the book. And then it dawned on me all of a sudden that, we got this new character, Jack Moore, aka Rancor, who was the first ever human Red Lantern. And how much that was needed, because you think about just Lantern history in general, you always saw it through the perspective of a human, whether it be Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, whoever, right? You always had that human perspective on the galactic stage. Well, here with these Red Lanterns, all you had is all these savage Red Lanterns, and they're pretty dumb. They're just mindless characters, except for Atrocitus. And then over the course of this series, they started gaining their personalities back, and once Bleez got her personality back, it started the Red Lantern Civil War. And now we have this human Red Lantern, who's the first, and he's able to make constructs with his, red ring, which is a new thing for the Red Lanterns, and he sort of brought some balance to them. Like I said, they rallied around him here, and he's a good, POV for the Red Lanterns going forward, and I think it's going to help the book, provided it stays that way. I don't really know what's going to happen, but it's much appreciated, and I'm glad it's here. Good thing Peter Milligan had the foresight to know that we needed a human perspective, because Atrocitus just wasn't cutting it. I also enjoyed that the new villain, Abysmus, was wearing a Krona skin suit. I like that Krona is still involved here. I thought he would be done after War of the Green Lanterns. But no. In the first volume of Red Lantern, Atrocitus kept his corpse and he would talk to the corpse. He hated the corpse. And now the corpse has been eaten and the skin worn on this new villain. Krona's legacy lives on. You gotta love it. As for some things that I didn't really care for in this volume, I will say Blease felt off to me. She's basically at this point I can only really equate her to the Green Lantern Harley Quinn. She's in all the books, and in every book she's like different. Sometimes she's more angry, sometimes she's not. In this book in particular, she gets like a sort of hint that there might be like a relationship between her and Fatality down the line. I don't really know if that's going to come to fruition or not, but it sort of really drops some hints there. So she's becoming, she just felt off compared to how she's written in New Guardians and other things. And so I didn't really care for that. There was no real stakes at the end of the day. They were just wandering around. Oh, they're fighting Stormwatch. Oh, no, they're fighting, the Star Sapphires. No real villain. Abysmus, he was weak. Like, they team up for him at the end and he transforms, but it was just no real stakes. You knew he wasn't going to win. And when it was revealed that the Guardians were the true villains, this was all just leading into the next Green Lantern crossover event. You kind of look back at the book and you go, oh, what even the hell was that, right? So, I guess it was a necessary road to travel to get to where we're going, but as far as this volume, it kind of suffered because of it. So all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Red Lanterns, Death of the Red Lanterns, 2 out of 5. Not my favorite. One of those volumes where it's just filler to get to the next event. Looking forward to the next event. But until next time, I'll see you there.